Hey guys, I'm a certified Suzuki violin teacher, and in today's video we're going to talk about what the Suzuki method is and why it's so popular. So let's get started. Now there's a few different reasons why the Suzuki method is different from just any other traditional way of learning music. The first thing you need to know about the Suzuki program is that it was developed by Shinichi Suzuki from Japan. He started teaching this in the early 1900s, so it's been around for a while. The main focus is that any child can learn to play an instrument just like any child can learn their mother tongue. So Suzuki has taken the principles of language learning and applied them to music. Now, because learning music is kind of like learning another language, there's often a lot of parental involvement. So when the child comes to a lesson, they will be taught by their teacher, but the teacher should also be teaching the parent alongside so that the parent can help the child when they're at home. So there's a larger emphasis in the Suzuki method that the children are quite young, like they can start around 3 or 4. They don't have to start that young. Obviously this method can be applied through all ages, and even as adults you can learn the Suzuki method. We'll get into that in a little bit. But because the traditional Suzuki method has to do with starting really young, there is naturally a lot more parental involvement than just traditional methods. Now, all of these principles kind of build on themselves, but as you can see, with an early start and this acknowledgement that every child can learn to play, there's also going to be a big emphasis on listening. Now, the reason for that is because listening can start, of course, really young on day one, but as the child develops, and they learn the technique of the violin, they know what they're supposed to sound like, so that encourages them as they move through their pieces, and it helps them learn faster. The other thing that's great about focusing on the listening to start out is that the kids aren't so worried about computing how to read the notes and convert that into their fingerings. They can really just focus on their posture and their tone in the beginning until they're comfortable with that, and then we add in reading a little bit later. This is the part that I told you I'd get to, and that is, even though Suzuki has a big emphasis on kids, Suzuki is so great for anyone that wants to learn an instrument. And the reason is because the repertoire that's used and the songs that are used throughout every single book build on the one before. So your technique naturally develops as you're going through book 1, book 2, book 3. So whether you're a 3-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 20-year-old or a 60-year-old, the Suzuki method is so great because you've got tons of resources. It's used across the US and across the world, and you have a set of repertoire, like I said, that naturally builds on itself to help you develop your technique over the years. Obviously, I'm biased because I am a Suzuki teacher and I grew up with the Suzuki method, but I promise you will not regret using the Suzuki method or finding a Suzuki teacher in your area, because you're going to get great results and you're going to love the sound that you or your child is making. If you have any other questions about the Suzuki method, be sure to visit their website. I've linked it in my description below. And if you need help with some of the songs, check out some of my other videos. I've done some playthroughs. And if you thought this video was helpful, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.